Hey everyone, Moxie here. Welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be doing an in and out for the month of September. My birthday was at the end of August, and one of my goals, one of my birthday resolutions for this year was to have a low buy year. And the rule that I set for myself was that I was allowed to purchase one fun thing for myself every month. It doesn't include replacing things or swapping things out, and it doesn't include a lot of things that I hadn't really considered when I made that rule. For example, eating out. My partner and I, maybe once a week, and I didn't really consider that to be a fun purchase. I never really thought of it that way. I know that some people, when they do low buy years, they do consider that to be one of their rules. So that was not one of my rules, especially the places that we go to. I don't really think that Taco Bell is considered fancy enough to be a fun purchase, but maybe for some people it is, but not for me. So yeah, this month was actually really good for me to kind of like pay extra close attention to everything that was coming in and out of our house. I don't usually do it this like meticulously. And I'm kind of glad I did though, just to kind of help me figure out if like the rules that I had set for myself are realistic and if they're, like in alignment with what I wanted to get out of that goal. And I think so, but I also am glad that I paid attention this month so I can be a little more intentional with just things in general. So I thought that I would go through like my stuff and then some household stuff. I know some people, especially when you're counting items and that sort of thing, they don't count household objects and household items as part of their personal belongings. I am not one of those people because you use your household items, so they are yours even though the household shares them. They are part of your list of things that add value to your life. Go through that, and then I also thought I'd just go through the stuff that we brought for our baby this month too, and I think I may do that whenever I do one of these in and out videos. I don't think I'm going to do one every single month unless there is a lot of interest in that sort of thing, but for the baby, a lot of things come into the house every month, a lot of different things for the different needs of the baby as they grow and develop, and it's a lot of stuff that you don't really think about or don't really realize is happening. My partner and I are planning on clearing things out pretty much as quickly as they're coming in with the child. Basically, as soon as there is no longer a need to have this or that for baby stuff in our house, it's going. Clothing, any kind of like baby furniture, bassinets, that sort of thing is all leaving the house. There's not really a sentimental attachment to us for a lot of things. There are some like onesies and things that we'll hold on to, but anyway, yeah, so we've got 3 categories to go through. I figured I'd start with my stuff. Some stuff I have here is the stuff that's going out, that is like being replaced with the stuff that's coming in, and some of it is just new stuff. It's just a little bit of a variety. This guy here, he is here because he did arrive in the month of September. I pre-ordered him. He is the Piplup Squishmallow from the Pokemon Center. I pre-ordered him back in July when pre-orders opened for him, and I love him. And I adore him, and I don't really consider myself to be a collector anymore. I don't compile merch the way that I used to. I don't just consume merchandise the way that I used to. That's a whole other thing. But essentially, for stuff, collector-y stuff these days that I bring in, I have a big list of rules that all have to be approved by me before I make a purchase. So in the case of Piplup, I love Piplup. I have a lot of Piplup plushes, and in order to mitigate further purchase of like all things Piplup, I just have a set of rules in place And this guy did fit all of the rules. I'm not allowed to buy more than one piece of Piplup merchandise a year. It has to be officially licensed, and it has to be a unique piece, something I don't already have. And I have been wanting a Squishmallow for a while, and just could never justify purchasing one. So this was actually kind of perfect because it fit all of my Piplup rules, and I have a Squishmallow now too that is able to be like incorporated into my life without being something excessive, and it's something that brings me a lot of joy, and that's important. But yeah, I didn't purchase him this month, but I did pre-order him, and he arrived, and he's adorable, and he just wanted to hang out. So yes, he came in, nothing came out, but he did fit all of my very strict Piplup purchasing rules that I have set in place for myself. So moving on from him, early on in September, we took a trip to the thrift store, and I did buy some things, completely forgetting that I was doing this like low buy year thing. But it was fine because all of the pieces are things that I had been looking for a while to kind of fill some holes in my wardrobe, and there's some stuff that I wanted to get out anyway. So this is the stuff that is leaving my wardrobe this month. I'm probably gonna do like a big wardrobe declutter this month or next month, but for now, this is the stuff that's leaving. It's 2 pairs of pants, 2 shirts, and a pair of shorts. So that is what is leaving, and that was probably going to happen whether or not I purchased things from the thrift store, but I did purchase things from the thrift store. So the first thing is this black cropped t-shirt. I had been looking for a pretty basic cropped shirt for a while, preferably a t-shirt. I have a bunch of cropped tanks, but I had wanted a t-shirt, so I was very happy to find this, happy to have it as part of my wardrobe. I got these shorts, which I am planning to dye black. I had been wanting a pair of shorts like this, but in black for quite some time, and it is made of tinsel, which I believe can be dyed. It should take to dye pretty well, especially darker dye. I'm gonna do some research on that before I actually attempt to dye it, but yeah, this is the exact style that I wanted, just in black, so I'm gonna dye these, and that will be my black short. And that they're kind of replacing these black shorts that I haven't been a huge fan of ever since I bought them from the thrift store. And then this shirt, well, this just came to me. It called out to me at the thrift store. Look at that. How anyone could donate this, how anyone could say no to it, probably means they have better taste than me. But I love this. It's nice and soft. It's a kind of shirt I'd been wanting for a while, something that I can just throw on over top of anything. I actually wore it with this morning to go to the grocery store because I have no sense of taste. That is kind of, that just kind of comes with the territory of being non-binary, I guess. You just, all fashion sense just poof. Or you have really great fashion sense. It's one or the other. What kind of envy are you? I'm the one without fashion sense, but I love that shirt, and that one just had to come home with me. And then I have a pair of bright purple skinny jeans. I don't know, again, I just went on that little tirade about how I have no fashion sense. I have no idea if skinny jeans are in style right now or not. I don't care. I wear what I like and what's comfortable. And I have been looking for a pair of jeans for years. I'm not really a denim person, but I do try to keep at least one pair of jeans or denim in my wardrobe at any one time, just, you know, in case. They are good to have. So yeah, I've been looking for a pair of jeans for quite some time that I love and that fit well with my wardrobe, and these do. So I couldn't pass these up despite the fact that they didn't really fit within the parameters of, you know, what I was looking for. But they do fill like a necessary spot in my wardrobe. So I'm very, very excited about that. other personal things, this is just like a regular, it's like pretty empty. Just a little notepad that I have used daily for years now. I just scribble out things and write things, and it was just getting empty. So what I did was I replaced it with a Rocketbook. And if you don't know, Rocketbook are like they're notebooks that are basically reusable. So this is I believe 70 pages. They're all blank. They have little dots on them that you won't be able to see on the camera, but they have little dots so you can add lines, you can kind of follow along, so you can write straight if you want to. But this is the Rocketbook Mini. And it's reusable, and I am trying to get as many reusable things as possible, so I don't have to worry about rebuying things, and then also I don't have to worry about running out. So these books, the Rocketbooks, they use a special kind of pen where you can write on them. The ink will dry within 30 seconds. You can, use the paper, reference it for as long as you need to, and then you just take like this little microfiber towel that it comes with, wet it and wipe it off, and the ink will come off, and then you can reuse the page. So it's like perfect for me. And I actually have a couple of other like pieces of Rocketbook merchandise because I like the reusability. I like being able to just jot down all my thoughts and have them for reference, and then erase them and not feel bad about using paper or anything like that. So yeah, that's another kind of in and out. Third in and out for the month was rather unfortunate. I am recording on my new phone, but this is my old one. It completely died on me a couple of 2 or 3 weekends ago. This was a Pixel 5a. That's just like a known issue with the phone, is that it will just suddenly stop working. And I mean, I had an app up, I was taking a picture of my baby, and it just turned off. And that was it. That was the end of it. So I had to replace my phone. I made a whole video about that too. So yeah, that's the old phone. The new one is being recorded on. That wasn't really a wanted purchase, but it was kind of a necessity since I use my phone for so many things. My smartphones are great because they serve a wide variety of purposes, but it also means that you should keep one with you. GPS, email, communication, all that kind of thing. Yeah, so that was technically an in and out. Stuff happens, right? So the next thing, I guess consider these comics to be my fun purchase for the month. I didn't, again, with the rules, I didn't really consider reading material. I bought a bunch of books this month, actually. Most of them were on my Kindle. This is the only physical thing that I purchased related to books this month. I guess I count it just because I didn't really buy anything else fun this month. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of counting these comics. And the author, I had wanted to purchase some of his comics at a convention that I went to last December, but I ran out of time when I was there. So I was happy that he was at the convention that we went to last month. So yeah, I haven't had a chance to read them yet, but I will be reading them soon, and yeah, I'm excited to read these. Now, we also did get 2 free books when we were at the convention. The local library was actually handing out, I'm guessing, like, excess copies or something that they had. So we picked these up because these are both books that my partner and I have been wanting to read, and we haven't been able to read them yet. And I thought, instead of buying them, we can just get them for free, and then we can just, hand them off to someone else, re-gift them, or declutter them in some other way once we're done with them. So that's an in, but it's temporary, because once the books are read, they're not going to be in the house anymore. We're not going to hold on to them because we don't really do that anymore. Buy physical books and keep them. And then another, I guess, like, for me purchase was this tray that I found. It's adorable. I found it at the thrift store. This is replacing an item that I had previously decluttered, probably 4 or 5 months ago. The tray that I use every day, I realized was shredding fiberglass, and that's not a good thing, right? It's not cool. It's not safe. So it was a tray that I had acquired from my college 14 years ago. And I loved it. I used it pretty much every day for those 14 years. And yeah, it just became literally unsafe to use. So I got rid of it, and I'd been using an extra tray that my partner had. And I found this one at the thrift store, and I love it. And was like, yeah, this is the perfect replacement for my shredding fiberglass tray. So yeah, hoping to have this guy for 14 years. He does not feel as sturdy as the other tray. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm just gonna use this tray for as long as possible because it's adorable, and yeah, I could go on for a while about this. It's a good size, a good shape, it's nice and compact. Anyway, I'm gonna move on from that because yeah, I can talk about mundane objects for days because I'm a really fun and interesting person. You know, whatever. All right, on to some household things. House slippers. I had been considering purchasing house slippers for quite some time. These are kind of like the Japanese style. I was introduced to house slippers actually when I lived in Japan more than a decade ago, and I fell in love with them, but after I moved back to the US, I didn't really use them, even though I'd been wanting to. I just kind of liked the idea of them. So yeah, I've been thinking about it for quite some time, and then something happened this past month, and I'm just like, I should really buy house slippers. So I bought myself, my partner, and I bought a pack. So my partner and I each have 2 pairs, which is nice because we can swap ours out once a week, wash them because they're washable, and still have a pair. So you just kind of swap back and forth between them, and we also have pairs for guests. So that's a household purchase, even though that is something I use, but kind of going back to my point about I use household objects and household items, so that's one of them. This was another household purchase. It is a very simple pitcher. It's got a little spout on it though. And this guy is actually replacing this pitcher. I have no idea where this came from. My partner and I have been living together for 11 years now. We don't know who had this originally, where it came from, but we've just been using it forever. It does not have a spout though, and anytime we would go to fill our water filter, there was a high tendency to spill water because there was no spout, and this thing didn't have a lid. For as long as we've had it, it just hasn't had a lid, because this is the kind that has comes with the lid or whatever. So we've been complaining about it for quite some time, and this was just a small quality of life improvement purchase. Just that tiny little spout has made such a difference, and we gotta steal one so it would last basically forever. We wanted to buy a glass one, and I think I would have preferred a glass one, but maybe it just seemed like something like this that isn't apt to shatter everywhere would be a little safer if for some reason the child ever got their hands on it. So yeah, good quality of life improvement here. And speaking of quality of life improvement, we also bought these little felt pad things that you put on the bottom of furniture. So when you move along hard floors and that sort of thing, it doesn't scuff them up. And this has never been a big deal for me and my partner. We normally just will pick up the furniture and place it where we need it to be. But again, we have an almost toddler, and they are not going to be able to just pick up a hardwood chair and move it. So quality of life improvement, and just probably a good idea. And speaking of the child, now we're to the last few items and the things that we have purchased for our baby this past month. One of those things was a new pack of socks. They had really outgrown the other pack of socks that we had for them previously, so these are just like toddler socks, so these should fit them for quite some time. They fit them very comfortably now, which is nice. The other ones were so small. Yeah, they should be able to wear these for quite some time as well, so that's a win-win. Then we also have some baby spoons. We had another set of baby spoons that were just like a thin, cheap plastic. We had bought the pack. It was new, but we had bought it from the thrift store, and it's just a thin, cheap plastic. It almost looked like it was supposed to be a set of disposable baby silverware. And the child was starting to bend them just completely. So we were like, let's get some metal ones. So that doesn't happen. So these are really nice. We just bought a pack. I think there's an 8-pack, but it comes in a bunch of different colors. Isn't that cool? Yeah. And the cool thing about these too is these are color changing. So if you put it in some kind of liquid or any kind of food, if it's too hot for the baby, the color part of these will turn white, which is really cool. I mean, obviously it hasn't been a problem for us since we've been using not temperature sensitive spoons this whole time, but very good to have. And yeah, that was just a small thing that we had to do, or those spoons were not gonna last. And then the last thing is just like this little portable toilet seat cover. Our baby is big enough now that with a toilet seat cover, they can sit on like a regular adult toilet. So this is the travel sized one that we just pack up in their diaper bag. So if we're out or traveling or whatever, we have this, and then we have one that doesn't fold up. It just sits right on the toilet. We have one of those here. Because we have been doing, it's called different things: elimination communication, infant potty training, whatever you want to call it. Our baby is not quite a year old, but they are effectively potty trained, at least for number 2. They still use diapers, but yeah, they do use the toilet the way that people do. So yeah, that was just another thing that is good to have, especially since they are big enough now to use adult toilets, regular toilets. Since before we did have like an infant travel potty, and also a regular infant potty here, but we don't really need those anymore. So that is everything for the baby. Went over all of my stuff that was in and out, some household stuff, and some stuff for the baby. Really cool doing this month, just to kind of see, you know, what kind of things are coming in and out of my life every month, and you know, really considering the impact of these things. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be doing this every month, may or may not. I did have fun doing it this time though, so we'll see. I might start doing it quarterly or something like that, but in that case, I'll probably just like get pictures or like a little video of the things that are coming in and out, because honestly, it's kind of been hard like holding on to some of the stuff that I'm going to be getting rid of for the last few weeks, because I like just getting stuff out of the house as soon as possible. And since I kind of did this whole thing and kind of went over that one aspect of my birthday resolutions, which is the low buy year, one new fun purchase a month, I guess I can just do a little check-in on the other 2 pieces. One of the other ones is related to like stuff. One of my other goals for this upcoming year was to get rid of 12 items a month. That is just an arbitrary number. And we definitely got rid of more than 12 items this month. I am not counting like this pile of clothes. I'm not counting that since there are items coming in that are replacing these. Like, I know that there's 5 things here, and I only brought 4 new things into my wardrobe, but it's a wash. So I'm not counting stuff like that. Like, the 12 items to declutter are things that are not being replaced with anything and are just completely leaving the house. And like I just said, we did definitely get rid of more than a dozen things this month. But I guess for this aspect of my birthday resolutions, I'll just count the set. It's not really a set. It's just a bunch of old, like, food jars, glass food jars that I had held on to that I'm not using anymore. And I think there's more than like a dozen, there's like more than a dozen pieces there, but whatever. Again, it's a wash. The idea is to get rid of at least 12 things every month, just some kind of arbitrary number, so I have something in my head to think about. So I did really good with those two aspects of my birthday goals, and of course I had to throw a fun birthday resolution goal in there, which is to play at least one new game, play and beat at least one new game a month, since I have a huge backlog of games, and that is the one I failed on. I didn't really have a whole lot of time to play games this past month, and the few hours that I did, I chose to play Fall Guys and Minecraft instead, which is always fun, but it also didn't help me meet my goal. So my intention with this month is to play 2 new games, Little Nightmares, which I mentioned in my last vlog, and another game called My Aunt is a Witch, and they're both pretty short games. I can probably, if I actually sit and play them, play and beat like one game in an afternoon, so I need like 2 afternoons. And yeah, I do really enjoy gaming, so I am determined to play those 2 games this month, especially since they are kind of on theme for the month of October. So that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope it helped you in some way, whether it gave you inspiration to get rid of your own things, start your own low-buy year, or maybe just even think about, you know, the intentionality of the things that are coming into your life and leaving it. I just really like videos like this, and I hope that my videos that are in this style are also helpful. So take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. And it's time for the awkward bye.